Welcome to Woke People, where feelings get fact-checked, logic makes a comeback, and the circus of identity politics is always in town. From pronoun packs to parenting fails, it's like watching a live-action South Park, but somehow dumber. Let's get into it.
Can you tell us about your sign today?
Well, he's a liar, don't you think?
What do you think is the biggest lie he's told?
I think everything that comes out of his mouth is a lie. I think everything that he says, you should believe the opposite.
Any specific examples?
Where do I even begin? What do you...
You can come join.
This is my son, River.
Hi.
What's a lie that Donald Trump has told?
I don't like him.
That he's not going to fuck this country over. He already has. The tariffs are not going to cost the American people money. That he's not going to lie to us. Trust me, everything will be fine.
Do you think Trump is a Nazi?
Less so than Elon Musk.
Pardon?
Less so than Elon Musk, but I mean, they're working together.
You believe Elon Musk is a Nazi?
Yeah.
Why do you believe that?
Through the fucking Sieg Heil thing up during his speech.
So until then, you didn't think he was?
I thought he was wacko, but I didn't think he was Nazi.
What do you think is the most Nazi-like thing Elon Musk has done?
Through the Sieg Heil up.
Why do you think the Democrats lost last November? But any specific reason? Was it their lack of compelling messaging or a rejection of the status quo? Why do you think they couldn't pull off a win?
Maybe third-party votes. I feel like the third party had no chance. It was
which third-party candidate?
Who was the third-party candidate that people were voting for?
Independent? I'm not sure.
Independent.
I'm not sure who the third-party candidate was.
If I'm being honest, I only wanted to vote against Trump that election. I didn't care for Biden.
She was asked a simple question and yeah, no answer, just awkward vibes and deflection.
So he said if you're born with male DNA, you can never become a woman. What would you say to correct that claim?
I say your body, your choice.
Okay.
I agree. Your body, your choice.
Okay. To become a woman?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. What is a woman?
I don't even know how to answer that. Gender's not a construct, so.
Right.
So.
If someone says, I'm now a woman, what does that mean that they are?
I don't know how to answer that.
I don't know how to answer that. Are you guys women?
I'm whatever I want to be.
Right, but are you a woman?
Not necessarily.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. What are you?
They, them.
They, them?
Yep.
Okay, so you're neither male or female.
I don't know what I identify as anymore.
Okay.
So.
What have you identified as in the past?
She, her.
She, her?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would that be a woman?
Yes.
Okay, so you are a woman.
Sure.
Okay. Well, I guess you identify as a woman.
I don't want to answer this anymore.
And if they don't even believe in gender, why are they so obsessed with it? Somebody explain the logic here.
And what brought y'all here today?
Fascism.
Same.
What about fascism?
We need to get rid of it.
It's not for us.
Nope.
Not for our country.
Some Democrats I've interviewed today are okay with deportations provided it's just criminals. What's your thoughts on that?
I think if people can be proven to be criminals and they get their day in court here, and it can be shown that they have a criminal record, and I'm not talking like jaywalking, I'm talking murder, then deport them.
Now, if you and I, say, went to Germany and we decided to get a job under the table, should we be allowed to stay in Germany indefinitely?
No.
That's up to the Germans.
Yeah.
You said no, but why?
Because you shouldn't work in a country where you're not allowed to be there.
So
you go through the process.
We're talking unbelievable levels of ignorance, and they're saying it like it's groundbreaking.
Hi, quick question. Where is everyone finding liberal men?
Yeah, they're in the fucking women's bathroom. And if you can't find them there, they're hanging out with each other because, well, they're just not attracted to women. You also might want to look in their mother's basement while they're huddled around wearing masks trying to smell their mom's underwear because they're weird people. I hope that helps.
Usually the type you see stuck in traffic, masked up, waving a foreign flag like it's a personality trait.
Are you queer?
Yes.
Would you go to Israel?
I would go to Palestine.
Even though, wait, but if you went to Palestine, you'd be thrown off of a building. I mean, Israel.
For being gay.
Think about it. Israel is Palestine. Not everyone knows that I'm gay. Like, I do understand as someone who is non-binary, it is hard. Like,
Yeah, are you non? Would you say you're non-binary?
Yeah.
Do you love Palestine?
Yeah, why not?
Even though you wouldn't be allowed to be yourself there?
I feel like they're not supposed to judge, even if they have a set mindset. It is actually very haram in the Muslim culture for them to judge, where even they themselves should know.
But there's not a single Muslim state where it's legal to be gay.
That is true. I never thought about that.
She genuinely has no idea what she's talking about, but you can tell she thinks she's the smartest person in the room.
So when you're born intersex, you have genital.
This is my son.
That's your son?
Yep. No. This is my son.
So what time? When did you start your transition?
I want to say when I was really little, because I knew very young I was a boy.
You knew you were a boy?
Yep.
Even though you had a vagina, you knew you were a boy?
Yep.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, you'll never be a boy. You can, I mean, that's just...
Look, you'll never be a man.
I am a man. I am a man. I'm just saying, you just can't. It's like you're never going to be able to impregnate a woman. You know, it's just...
Why would I want
to? You can't make a baby like that.
Yes, why would I want to? I don't want a kid. Who wants a child in this environment when there are people like you? Your guys' abuse.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm abusing you. Please put your mask on. I don't want to get COVID. I don't want to get COVID.
You know what? He's
No, I'll have a
people who are
conversation.
trans, but also people who are autistic. Also
Yeah, and what we shouldn't let autistic people, and you're probably autistic, and we shouldn't let autistic people transition their sex because they're autistic, they're retarded, and a retarded person cannot pick their gender. You understand that? Yeah.
2025, and this man uses the R word?
Yeah, retarded. Yeah, you know, you can. Other stuff can be retarded. Growth can be retarded. It's a word. Yeah, something can be retarded. Believe it or not. Yeah. And honestly, that's the thing is, you probably have an.
Did you invite this gentleman?
You have an autistic daughter, and it's sick.
Why did you say I was autistic?
Are you?
If biology doesn't define gender, why does surgery suddenly matter?
People only operate on lies and conspiracy theories. They're a bunch of dip.
How do you know anything about me, sir?
I know everything enough. All I need to know is you're a Trump supporter, and that tells me everything, honey.
You know nothing about me.
That's all I need to know. You're evil. Now go.
How am I evil? No.
Support a pedophile, you weird, sick.
Pedophile.
You're probably the driver of that weird car down the street.
So what exactly? What's my name?
Me, asshole. You don't know me either.
What's my name?
I don't need to know your name to know that you're part of a cult trying to overthrow the government. You're an inbred dumbass. Get the f*** out of my face with that, or I'm gonna grab it, throw it on the ground. If you get 1 inch closer, you're a dumb cunt.
Are you the pooper?
Am I the pooper? Mm-hmm. Don't you look about the median age range that would wear a diaper? Someone like an old woman who would wear a diaper.
You needed one, didn't you, honey?
I know. Well, I had one on today, so I'm good.
At this point, the media's done more damage than a bad ex.
Welcome. Introduce yourself. Go ahead.
My name's Alex Stein. I'm considered one of the sexiest men in conservative politics. And one thing I want to say, a lot of people are going to hear my testimony and you're going to say you're anti-LGBTQ. I want to say that's impossible because I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. So obviously I have a lot of gay pride. But, you know, a lot of conservatives like yourself, you want to outlaw transgenders in women's sports. I disagree. I like transgenders in women's sports because you can gamble on them and win money. And I won so much money on Leah Thomas's propeller in that pool. I almost turned Draft Kings into Draft Queens. And, you know, I actually like transgenders in the military, too, because, first of all, transgenders are some of the meanest people on planet Earth, so they make a good soldier, don't you think? And then, you know, second of all, transgenders love to do mass shootings. So, you know, that's perfect for a military veteran. And then on top of that, the suicide rate is incredibly high among transgender people, so we could just use them like the Taliban has suicide bombers. Maybe you guys can actually, you know, if you commit suicide, actually help us in the battlefield. So that would be good. So I think we need transgenders in the military and women's sports. Now, when we come to the bathroom bill, though, this is an asymmetrical problem because, first of all, no dude cares if, like, a bisexual woman comes in there and tries to use, like, a pee funnel. You know, if some lady boy comes in there, some, you know, stud comes in there and wants to pee in the urinal. No guy's going to be threatened by, you know, a trans woman. But we don't want these gargoyles in a dress, some chick with a dick coming in there and trying to pee or poop next to my girlfriend, because that's disgusting. And I was going to say something. Listen, I have my First Amendment right. Let me just say. So, we're sick of these transgenders trying to invade women's personal spaces. These people have autogynephilia, they're sexual perverts, and they actually get satisfaction from going there and looking under a stall. So these are mentally ill people that are on hormones, that are on all kinds of pills.
Bro unloaded every truth bomb he had in the first 90 seconds and got zero reaction. But the second he said he didn't want a man in a dress near his girlfriend in the bathroom, full meltdown mode.
You're part of the problem, I think, with the hatred on trans people. It's really not that deep. Like, if someone wants to dress up however they want, that's totally fine.
Okay, so
and I think
I'm
that's
not
where the hatred
I'm
comes
not
from.
preventing you from dressing up like this. However, let me ask you a question. I will flush this out. So let's pretend you say you are a woman. And I know you are a man, but I refuse to call you a woman.
Okay.
Who's the hateful one?
I would say you are. I mean, I wouldn't.
So you're
going to
force me and shame me? No, hold on a second.
Anything, man.
I'm the hateful one.
It's really just like common courtesy.
It is never common courtesy to lie. Okay. You do not become a thing just because you say it. You are the thing. And guess what? Nobody in the history of the species that was born XX or born XY and transitioned is able to change their chromosomes. Every one of your cells is coded either XX or XY. And it is an insult to women everywhere in this audience and across the country that's saying that you could just wear makeup and dress like a woman, undergo surgery, that you magically become a woman. And it is the abolition of women, and is the abolition of reality. And we see great unjust human suffering because of it.
First off, why is he dressed like a little girl? I'm all for freedom of expression, but come on. This one needs a backstory.
What brings you guys out here today? Why is it so important to celebrate?
Well, the reason we were celebrating is because obviously it's a happy time. Gay doesn't only just mean like girl and boy or, girl, whatever. It just means happy. We're out here to celebrate being queer.
What is this?
She's not able to speak with you. You have to speak with me directly. So when you want to talk to her, you can let me know and I'll speak for her.
Yeah, you can let me know what this situation is right here.
She's messed up and I'm her dominant, so yes.
For the people who don't really understand what that means, can you kind of clarify?
Basically, in order to speak with her, you would need to get permission from me. And in other words, I treat her like a very, very, very pretty princess. And then she trusts me with her neck, her life, and everything. We just figured it out. We were in the bed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know about the recent Supreme Court case, Medina versus Planned Parenthood? Now states can defund Planned Parenthood money toward things like abortion and, transgender.
Talk about abortion. So the reason for abortion is because Caucasians are actually going in extinct. So most of the women who get abortions happen to be Caucasian. So basically what I'm saying here is in order to stop black people, Hispanics, from overpopulating America, they need to slow down abortions.
Okay.
Yeah, because most of the time, if you look at the rates and you actually view, the statistics, you'll notice that Caucasians are the one with abortion. So we're kind of out effing them for the YouTube.
So are you against abortion or are you for it?
I'm both. Well, if it suits you, it suits you.
She really thinks she's the smartest in the room. Spoiler, she's not.
Women's rights, but we can't define what a woman is. But also men can be women. And no uterus, no opinion. But also men can get pregnant. Men are oppressing us. But also, it's okay if biological men take over our spaces and our sports. Women are so over-sexualized in this culture, but it's empowering if women are the ones sexualizing themselves. Are you guys quite done yet? Are you okay?
If you dare to use logic and common sense, prepare to be screamed at by the feelings first crowd.
Back to your country.
Or you're waving a Ukraine flag and you're going to tell me to go back to my country.
Yes.
How about you go fight for Ukraine? What are you doing over here? Man up, sack up, get over there and fight for the country. What are you doing?
And you're lying about it.
Yeah, what are you doing? Sack up, buddy. Get on over. I'll buy you a ticket to Ukraine. Go fight for them. You're going to wave the flag of a country and tell me this isn't my country? Go fight for Ukraine, buddy.
Are you ready to leave? You need to go.
Why would I leave?
You need to go.
Stop. But this is my land.
This land is my land. This land is your land.
Then why are you telling me to leave?
To the New York Highlands. Bet you don't know the song.
I learned it in elementary school.
Sing it for us.
I don't know it. Can you sing it?
Of course you don't. You're not an American.
You just said in this state, kids are stupid. So
Gotta love how they go from shouting nonsense to silent mode the moment facts show up, then vanish like a TikTok trend.
The Bible says in John 3:16, you can't get physical with me. Hey. You can't take our stuff. Hey, this is assault, man.
You're going to hell, even you, baby.
Take your hands off, man. What you're doing is illegal right now.
I don't give a shit.
Can you please back off? Take your hands off me, bro.
Get your hand off her. You need
I'm
to
defending myself from this being on. Jesus,
you're such a f***ing loser!
I don't know if you've been church.
First time that I've heard this.
I don't think you've actually heard the truth. God loves you. He cares about you. That's why I'm here.
You've been raised traitor!
Where is hate coming from?
You!
Jesus Christ, he cares about you all. And he took the punishment for our sins.
Yeah, he took the punishment for
Yeah. He would definitely see. Stop throwing water on me.
Let's see if God protects you now.
And I told you if you did that, what would I do?
Take your hands off.
Street preaching at Pride Fest. Bold move, especially when the glitter turns aggressive.
So, the Minnesota Vikings and the New England Patriots have apparently hired dudes to be on their cheerleading squads. This is absolutely ridiculous and idiotic, and anybody with half a brain understands that. All these people saying, oh, male cheerleaders have always existed, that is bullcrap and y'all know it. These guys are not serving as the base for stunts. They are not the muscle that is launching girls into the air. The historic purpose of male cheerleaders has been to throw and catch flyers so they don't brain themselves on the floor. These guys couldn't throw a water balloon. These are guys posing as girls. These are dudes who are shaking curves that they don't have the way that a woman would. And once again, these are males taking a female spot on a cheerleading squad because apparently the left believes that there is absolutely nothing that women should not have to sacrifice to men. Now look, I know I'm not a cheer squad's target demographic here, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I cannot imagine that male NFL fans find anything appealing about a skinny little queer dude flapping his pom-poms in the breeze.
Just when you thought the NFL ran out of ways to upset fans, they said, hold my beer.
So a leftist student on campus just called campus security on us because apparently we were terrorizing people and riling people up with our dangerous, horrible ideas.
Hi, there are two people on our campus right here who are with a conservative group who are here to try to fearmonger students. Well, they're going up to students and they're trying to ask them questions and such.
The goal.
How can we help? Could you remove these two from the campus, please? The reason? Because they're here to fearmonger students, and that's not okay. Fearmonger? Yeah. Because these are people who are coming in and instigating and terrorizing our students on this campus, and that's not okay.
Are they threatening you specifically in any way?
They're threatening me with their language, so there's nothing you guys can do?
No, sir, that's freedom of speech. I'm trying to figure out what law they're breaking right now. So I'm trying to figure that out. That's why I'm asking you. You just keep giving me ideas, your opinions. And the law is not about opinions, it's about facts.
Are we done here, guys? Thank you, guys. Right. Appreciate it.
Have a good afternoon.
Sorry for offending you. Anyway, thank you.
The law is based on facts, not feelings. Shocking concept, I know.
What crimes have they committed?
Trump?
Yeah, the ones in the Oval Office. What crimes have those people committed?
You want to look it up on Wikipedia? There's like a list.
Well, you made the sign, so I'm asking you.
It's true. I'm at a protest, though.
Yeah.
I don't need to know anything. I'm here for my community.
Okay, so you make a sign about people being criminals, but you don't know what you made it for?
All right, so I make a sign supporting my community and the people in it. Yeah. And I'm not ashamed.
I know. You shouldn't be ashamed of your sign. I'm just asking what crimes they have committed.
I don't have to list them to you. You can simply look it up.
Have you done research? It's all over the media. Yeah, so I was just asking him, he's holding the sign, if he could just tell me what crimes people in the Oval Office have committed. You're holding it, so I thought maybe you could give it to me quickly.
I'm good.
Some of these folks are basically paid performers, just without the talent or script.
Can I swear?
Yeah, you can swear.
Okay, good. The reason I decided to come is because I felt like rights are being taken away by this fucking ignorant president, incompetent and unqualified, like, unelected government officials. I'm male. I would say I identify as male. Like, when I wear this, I do like being seen as man in a dress rather than anything else. But I feel like whatever you see me as, I don't care because I know what I am.
And what do you think the worst thing that Trump has done so far?
There's a lot. So there's It's hard to really pinpoint one. One that affected me was the trans passport law, where they could immediately suspend all gender markers, even renewals if you've had a past gender change.
I've been asking people what they think or why they think that black, gay, and trans people would vote for Donald Trump. Do you have any reasons to why you think they might have voted for him?
Some people are more susceptible to cults and propaganda, and I feel like that's simply, unfortunately, the personality that they were born with. Trumpism is not the only cult that they might have been in. So they might have switched from like crystals or like Reiki or whatever to that. So.
Why is it always hard to explain? But there's a lot. If it's real, name one. Just one.
So let's follow the science for a moment. Not opinions, but science. So Ms. Graves, what is the average difference in skeletal muscle between biological men and biological women?
So I'm definitely not a scientist, but I can tell you about the studies that have been done looking at transgender athletes, cisgender athletes.
It's a great answer to a question I didn't ask, so perhaps I can help you.
So the answer, I think where you're trying to go is there an inherent
Is there a biological difference between men and women?
In all contexts, and the answer is no.
Okay,
right now.
Okay,
the answer is no.
Okay, let me educate you.
And the reason
okay,
that I can
reclaiming
tell you
my
that
time.
The answer is no is because UCLA has studied this. They did a study of
The gentlewoman's reclaimed her time. Miss McLean's recognized.
So I'll educate you. I'll tell you, men have 30 to 40% more skeletal muscle than biological women. That's not right. That's not wrong. That just is what it is. I was going to ask you what is the difference in upper body strength, but I don't think you know that either. So I'll answer that question for you as well. Biological men exhibit 20 to 50% greater upper body strength, and 25 to 30% lower body strength than biological women. That's just the science.
Liberals and facts have the same relationship cats have with water. Complete panic.
Then you go to run for president yourself, and people are asking you to separate yourself from Joe Biden. People are asking over and over again. I was one of them. What's different between you and Joe Biden?
Yeah.
That must have been difficult because you have to differentiate yourself as a candidate,
right.
And yet you respect this man who you're still working for at the same time. What was that like to navigate?
I talk about that extensively in the book.
And
it's
in the chapter with Doug.
No, it's because, and I say that because you're raising something that you and I both know requires a lot more time than we probably have right now to talk about.
Are we in a hurry? Are we in a hurry, guys?
Thanks, everyone.
Go ahead.
I feel very strongly that, it's an instinct of mine to be someone who does not participate in piling on. And I was not going to pile on. And I just wasn't going to do that. And there was a lot of piling on at that time, and I wasn't going to participate in that.
I'd really like a minute and 13 seconds of my life back after hearing that. Piling on. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Piling on to what? I don't even feel like I got a word salad because at least that's edible. I feel like that was an air salad. Like it was a whole lot of nothing. All I have to say is thank God. Thank God Trump won. Could you imagine?
It's like they're trying to win an award for most meaningless words in one sentence. Says the person whose last physical activity was clicking "I agree" on terms and conditions.
Trump has deported American citizens to camps without fair trial. But the opposition will still tell you he has not gone too far.
I'll give you 1,000 pounds right now if you could tell me the U.S. citizen that was deported under Donald Trump. Yeah, the U.S. citizen that was deported under Donald Trump. Can anyone tell me 1,000 pounds? I'll give it to you right now. Yeah, name? Wrong, not a U.S. citizen. Citizen El Salvador. Anyone else? U.S. citizen deported under Trump. Nope, that was a lie. You should know better than that. You go to Oxford.
Confidence is great, unless it's built entirely on vibes and TikTok quotes. Then it's just embarrassing.
Sorry, I'm laughing because this has to be a joke. The word wife is an example of the type of language that we need to eliminate. And I'm just asking if that's something you think is necessary or something you support.
I'd have to give that one some more thought.
If there's a pilot who is offended by the word wife or the word cockpit, maybe that person shouldn't be a pilot. So rather than kowtowing to people who are fragile, maybe we should actually say, if you're so worried about the words that we are using, you shouldn't be flying multi-ton metal engines through the sky. And I just ask all of us to maybe try to focus as much on real problems, like the fact that our aviation system seems to not be working as well as it used to, than the fact that we may use uninclusive or under-inclusive language.
At this point, what doesn't offend these folks? If breathing too loudly sets them off, we're all doomed.
This is a queer fat club.
I'm queer and fat.
Okay, thank you for joining. We're just introducing ourselves at the moment.
Okay.
Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, Joe?
Yeah, my name's Joe. I go by he, they, and I identify as 275 pounds.
Okay.
I feel like Jay's kind of making fun of me, though. I know it's kind of a shock. I know, kind of a new thing. Do what?
I said I apologize.
Oh, no, you're good.
Are you comfortable leaving the group at the moment?
Why?
I'm not understanding why you're joining the group.
This is the queer and fat group now?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I came here for.
Okay. And you said you identify as fat?
Yeah.
Okay. This is just for fat-bodied people.
Yeah, I understand. I identify as a fat-bodied person.
I'm not understanding.
Bro flipped the script and gave them a taste of their own medicine, and wow, did they not like it one bit.
You're telling me that if the big beautiful bill passes, I will lose everything.
Well, it did pass and you still have all the same rights.
I will lose the bottom surgery that I have been on a wait list for 2 years.
Nope, you can still mutilate your body if you choose to.
I will lose my testosterone.
No, testosterone is still on the market.
All gender affirming care.
No, there's still gender affirming care in America.
Gone. Just gone.
Nope.
And y'all are okay with that.
We are okay with it because you, as the adult that you are, still have the right to go and mutilate your body if that's what you choose to do. We just aren't going to pay for it. You didn't lose your rights, you lost your welfare. And yeah, we're okay with that.
Imagine if liberals put that much energy into things like cancer research or actual problem solving. Crazy idea, I know.
The Hungarians have done some interesting stuff. If you're a couple that marries before the age of 30, you get a large loan. For every child you have, 25% of the loan is written off. So if you have 4 children, the loan is completely written off. Now they're spending about 5% of GDP on this. Very expensive. But if you eliminated stupid and costly climate commitments, lots of foreign aid to countries who hate us, and the money we spend on battery farming foreign nationals in social housing and asylum accommodation, we might be able to make it, and it would be a much more sound investment. They've also said to women, if you have children, for each child you have, 25% of income tax will be knocked off for life. So that means that by the time that you have raised your kids and grown up, if you're running a little business on the side, or you decide to go work full time, you're never going to pay income tax again. So you get a second lease on life the moment that your kids have left to go to university and had children of their own. It has upticked the birth rate very slightly, because pretty much everywhere in the world is now sub-replacement birth rate, other than some countries in Africa.
I feel like I saw somewhere that it upticked by 0.1%.
It was about 0.2, but the encouraging metrics for the long term is that divorces have halved, abortions have more than halved, marriages have more than doubled. And that was during lockdown, where every single other country in Europe, all of those metrics were flatlining and decreasing.
Rebuilding the population and boosting national numbers is a smart move. Makes perfect sense, but watch them overthink it anyway.
Great, I'm in the city again. Yeah, just where I want to be. Oh, wonderful. Who's this, the mayor of New York? Could you imagine paying $3,000 a month to live in a shoebox in this city, and this is what you gotta walk through just to get a bagel in the morning? Good lord, man. Then you got the mentally enslaved media NPCs parading around like revolutionaries in an insane asylum. Look at these people. Like this does anything. Yeah, let me prove my point by simulating cardiac arrest in front of riot police. That'll sway them. Now look, here's one who ran out of batteries. Looking like a lawn ornament after a windstorm. Either that or he's got undiagnosed scoliosis going on here. I don't know. Got your typical
embarrassed by nothing, offended by everything. It's like a new Olympic sport at this point.
You guys prefer free college or free abortions? Abortion. Free abortions?
Yeah. In what age do you think most trans kids determine that they're trans?
Violet told us
when she was 1.5. She's been telling us since she could speak. I hear a lot of, we're not going back. What are we not going back to? The kitchen.
What is your biggest fear in 2025?
People not understanding the difference between lies and truth.
What is a woman?
Does it really matter?
So could I be a woman if I wanted to be?
Yes.
Okay, quickly, so I misunderstand. Are we saying that 2 + 2, if you say it's 4, that's racist? I mean, that sounds like we may be mischaracterizing it. What, if you can quickly sum it up?
No, that's not mischaracterizing it at all. Math is basically racist under this ideology because it says there is no such thing as an objective reality. So 4 might not be the right number. 2 + 2 might actually equal 5.
Can we get more mental health facilities, please? And maybe free ones. We've clearly got a shortage out here.
My whole house is on Medicaid. My husband, me, our baby daughter. Okay, we're all on Medicaid.
Okay, pause right there. You're not describing a medical emergency, you're describing a lifestyle funded by taxpayers.
Medicaid. Without Medicaid, I wouldn't be able to have the birth control in my arm that I have. Without Medicaid, I wouldn't be able to have the antidepressants that I have at no cost to me. Without Medicaid, I wouldn't be able to go to therapy to continue to be the mom I am to 3 kids and 2 separate houses that I have to do.
Free birth control, free therapy, free meds, free baby checkups. Free everything. Sounds nice for you. But here's the thing, none of that is actually free. You're just saying that you shouldn't pay for it and that someone else should. And this is exactly why people are calling to cut Medicaid. Not because we hate poor people, but because people are using it as a lifestyle, not a lifeline.
Our only income is my husband's SSI. We're on food stamps. We use food pantries. Okay?
If your only income is SSI, your groceries are food stamps, your meals are food pantries, and your health is Medicaid, that's not a rough season, that is a system that you have settled into. Mental health is important, but if the goal is to stay dependent forever, something's broken. Because healing would mean losing those benefits.
And if you live in America, everybody deserves free healthcare.
So you're saying that you deserve free healthcare just for existing, while others work, pay taxes, and still can't afford a doctor's visit. This isn't equity, this is entitlement. And yeah, it's exactly why people want an audit.
Quick reminder, Medicaid is supposed to be a lifeline, not a lifestyle choice.
What is the weirdest thing about conservatives?
Just not being open.
Not being open?
Not being open.
What do you think conservatives should be more open to?
Just life experiences, let everybody be who they are, accept people for who they are.
What's your message to conservatives?
Conservatives? Just be more open, more accepting to everybody and everything for who they are.
Says the guy in a mask pretending to be a woman, and somehow we're the problem.
But when a stranger looks at me and goes, "Hey ma'am, I'm gonna do this," I'm gonna go, I'm not a ma'am, I'm not a lady, I'm not a girl.
Let's get all the women and children to safety first, okay? Women and children only, please. Not you. I thought you said you're non-binary, right? That means you're not a woman. Oh, so now you're a woman. Well, what happened when I called you ma'am and you were pretending I wasn't talking to you? Oh, okay. So as soon as the danger alarms are going off, now all of a sudden objective truth matters. Yeah, okay, well, today's your lucky day. I'm going to be affirming your identity right now, okay? So you get to stay behind, okay? But don't worry, all right? We have 83 genders before I call non-binary, so, eventually you'll get out of here. But don't get mad at me. I didn't make the rules. You did.
Honestly, how are we supposed to know what you identify as if we've never even met you? This isn't telepathy.
Why do white people adopt black children?
I got a question. Why are there so many black children that need to be adopted? What you got going on, gang?
Please don't act black, because that's just going to piss you off.
Please don't act like a female. That's going to piss me off.
You just had an abortion? Twins?
Twins.
Yeah, double homicide.
Bitch.
What do you call smart people in the USA?
What?
Tourists.
For a long time, I looked at myself in the mirror and I based myself based on what I read on the comments. I felt worthless. I felt ugly. I felt gay. I felt that
White male, step back to the sound of my voice. Okay. White male, black male, stay. I identify as a white male.
Alexander's mom calls him the most perfect boy in the world.
She's right.
I love your confidence.
Can I make my phone call? Do I have rights? Can I make my phone call? Who you gonna call?
Huh?
Who you gonna call?
Your mama.
Okay, this one was actually hilarious. If nothing else, at least we're getting entertainment.
Hey, this guy just lies. Hey, no. He's a liar.
So, okay.
He can't debate. He just lies.
Okay, so let's just
What,
calm
you don't
down
like
a little
freedom
bit.
of speech?
Well, I mean, you could say whatever you want if you want to make a fool of yourself, but we do have like 10-year-olds here and 11-year-olds, so
I
can we
don't
have some
care.
decency?
Whatever.
Okay, you don't care. You're a typical leftist because you only care about yourself,
Who said I was
not
a
about
leftist?
the other people.
Who said I was a leftist?
Well, it's very clear by how you're acting.
Do you
to
even
say,
graduate college? You know,
no.
you know
In
this
fact,
guy didn't graduate college?
I didn't go to college. I've been able to be pretty successful
You did
without
not
a 4-year
graduate
degree.
college.
Yeah, I did not go to
Yeah, you're
college.
going to come to a college and act like you know
So
better
are
than
we
everybody?
gonna debate resumes or ideas?
Ideas.
Most college degrees are meaningless, and most of you guys are being totally scammed by being here.
No.
Now, let me further complete the point.
So getting educated
let me-
is a scam.
First of all, it's not always an education, and you are perfect evidence that you haven't really been educated. You are hyper hostile. You have no humility. You have very little wisdom about how the world works, and you come and you want so badly to be recognized and noticed, you came with your own bullhorn to cut in line someone who patiently waited to ask the first question. What have you actually learned at this institution except that you're the center of the world and everyone must listen to you?
You go to countries, or you go to campuses and agitate people for like this exact scenario.
I sit here and ask questions. You're the agitator,
you
not
say,
me.
Prove me wrong.
Yeah, correct. The students want another question, and I do agree with them because you embody the worst of this generation.
Are you looking in the mirror?
I do look in the mirror. You know what I see? I see a sinner that wouldn't act the way you do.
When you think of liberals, this dude really is the poster child. No notes.
And in other uncomfortable racial news, sad news. We found out this week that Sydney Sweeney is a Nazi. That was just... no, she's not. But you all see the ad that she's out there. This is a very important ad that we're seeing now. There she is, dressed like Jay Leno in all blue denim. And she talks about the fact that she has blue eyes, and then she says, I have great genes, you know, because she's wearing jeans. But according to the woke people, this means that she's a white supremacist. It also doesn't help that her bra size is 36 KKK. And that the name she gave her tits is the Proud Boys. But other than that, no, it's. I will say this, they should have been aware when they wrote this ad that this is what some people were going to think. I don't think they did it on purpose, but I also think it's pretty funny that all the online social justice girls are like, it's racist. There's no such thing as good genes. Right, and then you go on Tinder and swipe left on every bald guy.
The real-time crowd couldn't stop cheering as Bill Maher casually served truth like it was happy hour.
You know what else hasn't been covered for a while? My testosterone. It's been $62 per week out of pocket, which is why I haven't been on it for months. It's causing health issues, it's causing hormonal problems. It's really not a good thing all around. I'm also on Medicaid. Medicaid is on the line to be cut. If I don't have health insurance, that's even more money out of pocket. So you know what I'm not doing this year? I'm not paying taxes because this government does not represent me. No taxation without representation. If you guys aren't willing to pay as a community to help people like me and people who are different from you, then people like us aren't going to be willing to help you either.
Taxpayer dollars are for schools, roads, and basic needs, not funding personal fantasy lands.
What would make this fair for her to compete for those who are competing against her? What would that kind of structure in competition look like?
Who is her?
Ma'am. It is ma'am.
AB.
Okay, AB Hernandez is a male who identifies as a female.
Grab the children! Save the children!
What would be fair is to have Hernandez competing in the male category. It is not fair to the females competing to have to compete with a male.
Okay, so in Trump's federal funding threat, is that something, though, that would hurt all student athletes, including athletes who are assigned female at birth?
Would his federal funding threat hurt athletes?
If the money is taken away.
Right. So the law actually says that schools that do not abide Title IX or other federal laws cannot receive federal funds. So that's not Trump's fault.
A few moments later.
If you are taking away the funds for athletes, student athletes in California, isn't that going to hurt all of them?
Taking away federal funds is going to hurt all California kids, which is why the state of California needs to comply with federal law. It's very simple.
Common sense is becoming rare, and it's clearly skipping over today's leftist talking points. Imagine trying this in Palestine. Spoiler, there wouldn't be a parade, there'd be a problem.
You're calling for the impeachment of Trump and Vance. In your mind, what have they done that deserves to be impeached?
I believe Elizabeth Warren gave 100 examples of that on his 100th day.
Oh yeah, I didn't hear her comments. Can you name a few?
The number of points of corruption that he has. I mean, I don't even know where. I'm sorry, speechless. Don't even know where to begin. I mean, from insider trading to pardoning friends who donated to his campaign, pardoning their family members. The list goes on and on. The corruption is obvious.
With regards to those pardons, did you feel the same way about Joe Biden when he pardoned his family?
You know, that is not something that I'm going to comment on.
Life is hard, but it's harder when you're stupid.
They always show up loud, but ask them to explain their stance, and suddenly, crickets.
People are inside that facility.
And they're MS-13 members, they're child traffickers, they're drug traffickers, they're bringing drugs into this country.
They're still human beings.
So you don't care if they're the worst criminal in the world and they have raped and murdered children, they're okay and they're still human beings and they should be here?
I believe that they are human beings and that they deserve dignity just as everybody else.
You think child rapists deserve dignity?
Absolutely, I do.
She's not just wrong, she's on a full collision course with reality and dragging society along for the ride.
You want the government to ban gender-affirming care for kids?
You want to lose every election? Just keep coming down on the side of parents coming in second in a who gets to decide what goes on with my kid contest.
First of all, there are also really important surgeries that people get for their heart, and they go wrong, and somebody dies. And nobody says we must stop the cardiologists. No one says we must stop the surgeons. We say, let's...
That's your analogy?
Well, my analogy is only that... Wait, let me finish. You gotta go. That's good. That's it. You're just leaving?
Go. Yeah, I'm just leaving.
Bill Maher, everybody.
Thank you.
Even Bill Maher knows some folks are so far gone, you might as well be talking to a brick wall.
I just saw a video that apparently Republicans think that the people who are criticizing Sydney Sweeney's American Eagle jeans ad were all just jealous of her. And I just have to say, from my point of view, I am not jealous of Sydney Sweeney. I don't have to be famous and I don't have to peddle brands that are awful. Like, they're bad taste, like not cute at all. And I get to do that from the comfort of like my beautiful front porch drinking my matcha this morning. And I get to wake up every day being me. And I like me.
If you have to make a full video explaining why you're not jealous, we're just gonna go ahead and assume you are.
And another thing to all the trans photos and bigots and blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing. Liking a girl like me is straight, right? The people I'm dating are straight men and a lesbian, right? This is girl. The thing is, if you find me truly hideous, you're probably gay.
Well, I'll be damned. By that logic, I am straight. Great news, breaking news, I am straight now. Listen, I'm not trying to be mean here, but there is just like, there's a fine line between confidence and illusion that you have just, at the speed of light, flown past. Anyways, ladies, I'm so sorry, but check your husbands, check your boyfriends, because if they are not attracted to a girl with male pattern baldness, pigtails, 5 o'clock shadow, and an Adam's apple, you're dating a gay man. I'm so sorry.
If a straight person says anything, the internet yells transphobic. So yeah, thanks for the backup.
Why are you here today?
It's because I'm gay.
And do you think that trans rights are under threat in this country?
I feel like they would be, especially what's going on with US politics.
Gender critical feminists would say that the T is incompatible with the LGB.
Well, I feel like a lot of people contradict it. I think it's just a way that people live.
So a single-sex space for females would mean, by definition, excluding trans women because trans women are male.
Well, no. Trans men are men and trans women are women.
If trans women are women, why are they trans?
If they present feminine and not masculine, then it's pretty clear that they're, like, trans.
So do you think that in order to be a woman, you have to present in a feminine way?
I think slightly, but...
Do you not think that's quite a backwards view of what it means to be a woman, that they have to present in to even any extent of being feminine?
Yeah, I guess you're right then. Yeah.
So why would it matter how feminine a trans woman looks to go into a women's toilet?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I think I was just confused.
So do you think, therefore, that women should be able to exclude male people from their single-sex spaces?
No.
So you think that women should not have the right to be in vulnerable situations away from men if those men say that they're women?
Yeah.
She hit that man's reset button so hard he rebooted mid-sentence.
Hi, this is just a reminder that hustle culture is white supremacy. Prior to colonization, there was no structured idea of time in the sense that we have. Human beings would wake up, find food, eat the food, be in community with their tribes, and then go to sleep and do it again each day. There was no concept of being lazy. You didn't have to be productive to have worth in society. You have to be able to let yourself relax, because if you don't, you are feeding into this system of white supremacy that is trying to literally steal your soul away from you.
So let me get this straight. Time is racist. The concept of good time management comes from white supremacy. And we know this because pre-colonization civilizations would just wake up, kumbaya with each other, and then go to sleep. Do you seriously think that when Native Americans like the Iroquois and the Huron fought, that they didn't use time to their advantage? Why exactly did they track moon phases? Why did they track the seasons, the daylight? You can't exactly be late to war.
Nice to meet you. We're gonna see what Javian hair looks like at Ulta for the first time. It's gonna be Ulta fun. Okay, let's see it. Who is that? She's so pretty. I got highlights since then. You guys, do you think it's pretty? It's gorgeous. Do you think she's gonna get along with all of her other new Ulta friends? She's just starting. She does, right? Mm-hmm. Javian hair is now at Ulta Beauty nationwide. We love the hair you have.
No, never, ever, ever, ever.
Ulta? What were you thinking? You fumbled this one straight into a PR disaster.
I'm transgender, okay? You're a man, dude. I'm a trans woman.
You're not a trans woman, you're born a man. Like you. What if my daughter was in there and you walk in there?
It don't matter.
It matters to me.
I am a female.
You are a man.
I need to be a female.
My daughter goes into those bathrooms and no man needs to be in there. You understand me? You are a man. Start acting like a man. Act like a man. Act like a man. You got a man chest, you got man legs, you got a man face, you got man arms, you got man everything. So what? You don't belong in the women's bathroom. Have a nice day, sir.
Pro tip, a wig won't save you if hands start flying. Just saying.
There's no arguing it. Towson University's debate team wins, claiming an historic win. They are the first all-black women's team to win the Cross-Examination Debate Association's national championship. This morning, we have two of the team members here. We have Amina Ruffin and Corey Johnson, both here to talk about the major victory. Ladies, way to go. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You've made so many people proud in this area. Now we want to pick your brain a little bit as we admire your huge trophy, by the way. That's ridiculous. But I'm going to ask you first. We'll start with you, Amina. What was the topic, first of all?
The topic was restricting presidential war powers authority.
They say the nigga's always already queer. That's exactly the point. It means that the impact is not, that is an impact turn to the that it is a case turn to the affirmative, because we are saying that queer bodies are not able to survive. That it necessarily means that the body of the nigga is not able to survive.
We got the topic in about July, and we started doing our research then.
And when the nigga sees these pains and suffering, that he can only envision himself, that he does not see another nigga that he can feel sympathy for or embrace, but rather that otherness gets obliterated.
And we've been supplementing our research throughout the season.
Man, photogenic object, disfigured, lynch, and trauma enough. The insight, the trauma representation that central to the black child's devouring and identifying with the story.
I don't get it, man.
To think and act subjectively like a white man, a black man.
Take a breath.
Where do you go from there? You know, when you start preparing for a national competition, once you know the topic, what's next?
Well, you do a lot of research.
The way that the status quo
Who were
works
they
through
debating?
whiteness allowing,
Were they
forcing
mute,
other bodies
you know?
to tell narrations of whiteness and the violences that whiteness does. We say that is linked.
Sometimes the internet feels less like reality and more like an unhinged sketch comedy episode.
So I quit my job because I can't take care of my basic needs and work 40 hours a week at the same time. It's really hard to say this out loud and put it online, but I know that I'm not the only person going through this. I've almost been fired from every job that I've ever had, and it's not because I'm not smart. I actually tend to overperform in the beginning. It's just that after some time, I inevitably burn out once I wake up one day and realize that I haven't taken a shower in like 3 weeks. It's really frustrating because I know that I'm an intelligent person and I've been able to accomplish a lot of really amazing things in my life, but I still can't manage to take care of myself. And it's not just a matter of not trying hard enough or not being disciplined. If I could take care of my basic needs and work full time, I would have fucking done that by now and then some. It's a form of self-sabotage to honestly be putting so much energy into these executive functioning skills at work and not have anything left to give myself. It's like I would deadass wake up at 5 a.m., pace back and forth, start working at 7, finish work at 6, eat, sleep for dinner, and then crawl in bed at 8 o'clock. And it's like a part of me does feel insane by quitting at the verge of a recession, but it's like if I actually want to build a future for myself and get there in one piece, taking care of myself has to become my full-time job. I was not born to raise shareholder value. I'm actually meant to live a life, and I need to learn how to be a person in order to do that. So...
This brand of liberal logic is like a GPS with no signal, guaranteed to ruin your day.
You identify as non-binary?
Yes. Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
For me, it's a gender fluid. Like sometimes I feel more feminine and sometimes I feel more masculine, and it not just in how I want to portray myself, like on the outside, but on the inside, it's just like, it's not that I feel like it's a shift, but it's like, it just doesn't feel like rigid in my being. So
I guess I'm also non-binary, but like I said, I'm just more genderqueer, and just like some days more masculine, some days more feminine, but just kind of mesh them together all the time.
Okay, so if I dress more masculine or I feel more masculine one day, does that mean I'm non-binary?
I mean, if that's what you feel like.
So I could be non-binary some days, and then be a woman other days.
I mean, I think if you're non-binary, you're non-binary. But like, if you want to be more feminine one day, present more feminine. If you want to be more masculine one day, be more masculine.
Gender fluid? Nah, that just sounds like an electrolyte imbalance.
That is why I take my 11-year-old boy to drag shows in the summer with my friend and fellow church leader Kate and her 11-year-old boy. I want him to know that there is no wrong way to have a body, especially if you're a man. That bodies can be celebrated and played with. I want him to know that all bodies can shapeshift and be adorned with makeup and glitter. All bodies. I want him to know that there is no wrong way to live in his body, as long as his body is not hurting other bodies. Amen? I especially want him to know this if he turns out to be a heterosexual, able-bodied, and cisgendered man. I want to raise a boy who knows that he doesn't get to tell other people how to live in a body.
Let's all agree, kids deserve better than being used as pawns in someone else's identity experiment.
So we shouldn't deport people because they might cure diseases, but we should kill babies even though they might cure diseases.
What do you mean by killing babies?
An abortion.
What do you mean by an abortion?
When an abortionist goes in and sucks out a baby that's growing in a woman's womb.
Are you one of those who thinks that life starts at the moment the sperm meets the egg?
I don't think, I know because that's what science says.
I'm a doctor and that's not what science says. It's completely a religious belief.
So when does life begin?
When does life begin? Life begins as a human being. Life begins at viability.
So how are they growing for 20 weeks before viability if they're not alive? Because dead things don't grow.
Plants alive.
Yeah. But is a plant a human?
Some people believe that it's at the moment the sperm meets the egg. Other people believe it's at quickening. Other people believe that it's at viability. There is no scientific agreement about when human life begins.
96% of secular embryologists and biologists agree that life begins at the moment of conception. So
they don't believe.
It's a study out of the University of Chicago. It's not religious at all. It's totally secular.
No, that's not true.
If I miscarry at 8 weeks, that means my baby died. Therefore, they were growing and then they stopped growing because they died. So how is it not alive if I miscarry my baby at 8 weeks?
It's not a human life.
What is it? A frog? A hamburger?
It's an embryo.
Embryo of what?
An embryo that has the potential to become a human being. But it is not.
There are dolphin embryos. I know. You guys are always done. When the conversation gets a little bit tricky, you guys always walk away. You're a doctor and you don't know when life begins?
I do know when life.
Where did you get your degree? You need a refund.
Complex discussions, yeah, those tend to short circuit when emotions run the whole show.
My, at the time, 3-year-old had such a good time tipping the drag queens and the other drag performers. He kept going, so pretty, and like holding out the dollars. He was so excited. So I'm sure that he won't be able to wait again this year. So thank you so much for making it not just a fun event, but a fun event for everyone in your family. It's much appreciated.
Absolutely. Since the beginning, it's always been very important to us that this event is accessible for everybody, and that includes being free entry. At most, one day we might ask for a donation, but we'll never turn someone away for a ticket price.
Creepy Tactic 101. Just slap some glitter on it and call it a game. That's how they make madness look fun.
If you had a son or a daughter and they came out to you and they said, Charlie, I'm gay, or Charlie, I'm trans, what would be your course of action in that? Like, would you still support them?
If they came out as trans, I'd say, no, honey, you're a girl, or no, my son, you're a boy. I don't affirm delusions. You do not affirm what is harmful or what is not true, and you must find the underlying issue as to why this is happening. 75% of minors that are trans are girls. 75%. Largely found because of social contagions of young ladies that are on the autism spectrum that most times are having puberty anxiety and are being bullied or feel self-conscious for changes that are happening to their body. What we are told is that we must stop puberty, that puberty is the problem. In reality, 99% of the time, puberty is the solution to a lot of these trans issues.
Yes.
That you allow puberty to work its course, all of a sudden, the girl becomes a woman, and she feels a lot more at home and safe at how she is and comfortable how she is. That's the worst time to have psychological interventions at that time. Young women have always been more prone to social contagions. And transgenderism is a social contagion. A 5,000% increase in transgenderism is not normal. It wasn't like within everybody. It is an external force upon our nation's youth.
Credit to the guy for actually asking a legit question and listening to the answer. Rare these days.
Want to catch Wokey moments in 4K? Watch till the end, subscribe, like the video, and comment Wokies for a chance to win a brand new iPhone 16 or a cash prize. Also, don't forget to check out the next video on the end screen for more chances to win.
The wildest part, we're not just tolerating this stuff, we're actually giving it airtime.
Instead of publicly calling us the N-word, they use racist epithets and suggest that we're ghetto or unqualified or diversity hires. Even though we're all more, oftentimes than not, more educated and qualified.
When I first became a public defender, I had no criminal defense experience. And I walked in and I told my boss, Charlie, I said, listen, you should hire me. He said, why? I said, because I'm black.
I wish I had that level of blind confidence, but unfortunately, I'm just too self-aware.
I got another super fan right there. That's a sign of endearment in most cultures. Come on up.
So why do you care so much about other individuals living their lives? What is affecting you? Do you have something up your ass or something?
Why do you care so much about what I have to say?
Because you're affecting other people's rights. You're taking away people's choices. You are hurting people.
Do you think every human being has a right to life?
Depending on how many weeks, but let's
So wait, hold on. Who's trying to take rights away? I want to protect the rights of all human beings. You call them a clump of cells. Who's trying to take rights away exactly?
So when is it a human being in your mind? When is it a human being in your mind?
Well, it's not even on my mind. Human development objectively begins at conception.
What if it's affecting the woman or anybody who is pregnant in this situation? What if they're going to die and they have to get an abortion? That's the only way they're going to live. Are they going to be over?
Well, hold on. Just so we're clear, that's only a couple thousand cases a year. But let's talk about the main thing, because there's over 1.5 million abortions every single year that don't involve rape, incest, or life of the mother. 1.5 million.
Most individuals that are having abortions are going to be mothers that cannot afford it. They usually have already 2 to 3 kids and a lot of time.
So it's acceptable to be able to murder your young if all of a sudden you don't have the money to support them. That you can murder your offspring if you're poor. 99.9% of all abortions are not rape and not incest and not life of the mother. How did that woman get pregnant in those certain situations? Did she just walk through campus and it just appeared and all of a sudden a baby is in her uterus? Or did she do something to decide to potentially have a child?
Sex, but also contraceptives sometimes don't always
work.
Got
it. So, but hold on a second. Shouldn't you take responsibility for your orgasms?
I don't think most men can make me come. I'm going to be honest.
Oh, okay. Well, again, outside of that statement, I'm not even sure how to take that, to be honest. Shouldn't you take responsibility for the sex that you have?
Let's say I was having sex and my contraceptives didn't work and I got the chance of getting pregnant. I am not having that child.
But you still decided to have sex.
Yeah.
And again, our opinion, when you go and decide, having sex is not something you need to survive. It's not like showering or eating or shelter. You can live without having sex. You can have a little bit of self-control. If you decide to go have sex, you should understand you play certain games, you win certain prizes, which might be another human life. Maybe we can get to some approximation of an agreement. Can we agree?
No.
Oh.
It's like watching a blender on max speed, with nothing inside, all noise, no substance.
You're lying! Like, I live...
You do not have freedom of speech enshrined in the German Constitution. It doesn't exist.
We
it's not a
have
thing.
freedom of speech!
Let me continue on down the list.
I worked in media! I worked in news media! We have freedom of speech! We could write whatever we wanted to!
No, you don't.
No, we do!
Let me ask you this.
I studied politics in Germany. I studied the system. What you're saying is a bland out... lie.
No, it's 100% accurate. People are arrested in Germany, jailed for speech.
No.
Yes.
They're arrested if they use hateful speech. Because of course they are. Okay, off.
Hate speech is a convenient phrase when you want to police opinions instead of proving yours.
I will speak loud for those who cannot speak. I'm a proud he, she, they, them, whatever. I am a boyfriend to a beautiful woman. I am a girlfriend to a handsome trans man. And I'm also a girlfriend to an incredibly beautiful woman. One of the first things we learn in a healthy family is trust, and unfortunately some parents don't trust their children when they say, this is me, and they make that decision for them. That may make the child fearful from the people that claim to be trying to protect them.
Honest question, isn't this just a rebranded version of multiple personality disorder asking for a confused nation?
It is not a criminal violation to enter the country illegally. It's not a criminal, it's a crime. It's not a crime, which is why they're so frustrated, because they really want our local law enforcement to go out and round up people when they could be looking out for the murderers and the sexual abusers as well as the robbers. They want them to go and round people up on civil accusations. And so that
illegally literally means it's a crime. If that's controversial, maybe pick up a dictionary next time.
I cannot name one white gang.
Hell Hell's Angels.
That's like the Crips and the Bloods.
Neo-Nazis marching in Nashville, Tennessee.
Where do you see the murder rate in the neo-Nazi group? I ain't never seen a neo-Nazi a day in my life.
They're marching in Nashville, Tennessee all the time.
And where's the violence? Who have they killed? Show me a murder statistic of the neo-Nazis. Okay, that's what I thought. Let's talk about the violence in gang. Let's talk about the gang violence. Are we willing to lie about the issue in the black community of gang violence? These young dudes, let's look at the music. You look at rap music. We got a thing called drill music, where young brothers are rapping about murders that they are committing on a day-to-day basis. We see young men dead and lying dead in the middle of the street. Let's talk about the reason why sexual assault and murder is prosecuted at a different rate, or at least arrested at a different rate. Because when you have a dead brother laying right there on the ground, you have a plethora of evidence that you can see with your own eyes. Many times they're shooting people right in front of everybody, at parks, right in front of the club. So the evidence is there. That's why it's easier to prosecute people when you have a dead body. But sexual assault is stigmatized. Some people get assaulted and they don't want to tell anybody. It's a very different thing. You cannot compare the two. But you gotta be disingenuous to say that gang violence and the violence that we experience in black communities are somehow equal to what we see in other communities. It's just not happening.
All right, we're done.
Black conservative calmly dismantles a whole panel of liberals on stage and does it with straight facts, not feeling.
Why don't you, if you people are so unhappy with America and you call yourselves African American, mommy Africa, right? Why don't you go back to your country?
Well, first of all, because black folk are the owners of the whole planet, everywhere belongs to us. And you can't say because you criticize, that makes you the most patriotic, because you criticize so that America correct itself. I'm the most patriotic person you'll ever find because I want America to correct herself.
That's amazing. And correcting herself means to do what?
Correct herself meaning to stop murdering us, to cease and desist killing us, cease and desist raping and robbing, cease and desist the unjust incarcerating of our people, cease and desist flooding our communities with drugs and alcohol, cease and desist poisoning our waters, cease and desist holding on to resources that never belonged to them in the first place and for benefiting from those things. Those are the things that I want them to do. And to, you know what? Show us the money.
With see, I told you want money.
Yes,
begging
because
for
it
money.
belongs to us.
There you go, begging for money.
Why not move to Africa? Jesse doesn't miss a beat shutting down the victimhood parade.
I cannot name one white gang.
Hell's Angels.
That's like the Crips and the Bloods.
Neo-Nazis marching in Nashville, Tennessee.
Where do you see the murder rate in the neo-Nazi group? I ain't never seen a neo-Nazi a day in my life.
They're marching in Nashville, Tennessee all the time.
And where's the violence? Who have they killed? Show me a murder statistic of the neo-Nazis. Okay, that's what I thought. Let's talk about the violence in gang. Let's talk about the gang violence. Are we willing to lie about the issue in the black community of gang violence? These young dudes, let's look at the music. You look at rap music. We got a thing called drill music, where young brothers are rapping about murders that they are committing on a day-to-day basis. We see young men dead and lying dead in the middle of the street. Let's talk about the reason why sexual assault and murder is prosecuted at a different rate, or at least arrested at a different rate. Because when you have a dead brother laying right there on the ground, you have a plethora of evidence that you can see with your own eyes. Many times they're shooting people right in front of everybody, at parks, right in front of the club. So the evidence is there. That's why it's easier to prosecute people when you have a dead body. But sexual assault is stigmatized. Some people get assaulted and they don't want to tell anybody. It's a very different thing. You cannot compare the two. But you gotta be disingenuous to say that gang violence and the violence that we experience in black communities are somehow equal to what we see in other communities. It's just not happening.
All right, we're done.
Black conservative calmly dismantles a whole panel of liberals on stage and does it with straight facts, not feeling.
Why don't you, if you people are so unhappy with America and you call yourselves African American, mommy Africa, right? Why don't you go back to your country?
Well, first of all, because black folk are the owners of the whole planet, everywhere belongs to us. And you can't say because you criticize, that makes you the most patriotic because you criticize so that America correct itself. I'm the most patriotic person you'll ever find because I want America to correct herself.
That's amazing. And correcting herself mean to do what?
Correct herself meaning to stop murdering us, to cease and desist killing us, cease and desist raping and robbing, cease and desist the unjust incarcerating of our people, cease and desist flooding our communities with drugs and alcohol, cease and desist poisoning our waters, cease and desist holding on to resources that never belonged to them in the first place and for benefiting from those things. Those are the things that I want them to do. And to, you know what? Show us the money.
With
Show me money.
See, I told you want money.
Yes,
Begging
because
for
it
money.
belongs to us.
There you go, begging for money.
Why not move to Africa? Jesse doesn't miss a beat shutting down the victimhood parade.
Okay, that's not how it works. So when you're born intersex, you have genital.
This is my son.
That's your son?
Yep. No. This is my son.
So what time? When did you start your transition?
I want to say when I was really little because I knew very young I was a boy.
You knew you were a boy?
Yep.
Even though you had a vagina, you knew you were a boy?
Yep.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry, you'll never be a boy. You can, I mean, that's just...
Look, you'll never be a man.
I am a man. I am a man. I'm just saying, you just can't. It's like you're never going to be able to impregnate a woman. You know, it's just...
Why would I want
to? You can't make a baby like that.
Yeah, why would I want to? I don't want a kid. Who wants a child in this environment when there are people like you? Your guys' abuse.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm abusing you. Please put your mask on. I don't want to get COVID. I don't want to get COVID.
You know what? He's
No,
not
I'll have
people
a
who are
conversation.
trans, but also people who are autistic. Also
Yeah, and
people who are
what?
neurodivergent,
We shouldn't let autistic
who
people,
are
and you're probably
sex
autistic,
workers,
and we shouldn't let autistic
who
people
are-
transition their sex because they're autistic. They're retarded, and a retarded person cannot pick their gender. You understand that? Yeah, yeah.
2025, and this man uses the R word?
Yeah, retarded. Yeah, you know, you can. Other stuff can be retarded. Growth can be retarded. It's a word. Yeah, something can be retarded. Believe it or not. Yeah. And honestly, that's the thing is, you probably have an.
Did you invite this gentleman?
You have an autistic daughter, and it's sick.
Why did you say I was autistic?
Are you?
If biology doesn't define gender, why does surgery suddenly matter?
People only operate on lies and conspiracy theories. They're a bunch of dip.
How do you know anything about me, sir?
I know everything enough. All I need to know is you're a Trump supporter, and that tells me everything, honey.
You know nothing about me.
That's all I need to know. You're evil. Now go.
How am I evil? No.
Support a pedophile, you weird, sick. You're probably the driver of that weird car down the street.
So what exactly? What's my name?
Asshole. You don't know me either.
What's my name?
I don't need to know your name to know that you're part of a cult trying to overthrow the government. You're an inbred dumbass. Get the f*** out of my face with that, or I'm gonna grab it, throw it on the ground. If you get 1 inch closer, you're a dumb cunt.
Are you the pooper? Am I the pooper? Mm-hmm. Don't you look about the median age range that would wear a diaper? Someone like an old woman who would wear a diaper.
You needed one, didn't you, honey?
I know. Well, I had one on today,
Well,
so
good.
I'm good.
At this point, the media's done more damage than a bad ex.
Will come out fully as saying that my pronouns are she, they, him.
And my name is Mr. Sister Twister. Not because of what I do to people's sisters, but because I'm on a transgender gender adventure. Sister, are you mommy or daddy? Choose one. You cannot be the whole family, stupid. I will just come out and shut up. Stop coming out. Stay at home.
Just when you thought we had enough pronouns, boom, a new expansion pack drops.
I'm trans, I have trans children, and this is us.
If you don't mind me asking, when did you know that your true identity was transgender?
I grew up in a fundamentalist religion, and I fought it for a long time with depression. Probably say I knew it 10, 12, but didn't believe it and didn't really accept it about myself until about 8 years ago.
How many genders are there?
Infinite. I have an intersex child. There are so many different versions when you just have two genders. Just say there's only two binary things. Science doesn't even say that. I have friends that are XXY. I have friends that are XYY. I have friends that are YYY. I have family members who have ovaries and testes. You have to know there's gray because science says there's gray. But the current administration doesn't quite believe in science. I'm always very flattered if people come and say, hey, what are your pronouns? Because you're like, yay,
So you said that your kids are trans as well?
I have a trans child, yes.
Okay. And what were the signs and how did they start to identify?
From a young point, they just never fit in. We knew before they did. The day they came out was a relief to us because we're like, oh my God, they finally figured it out. And luckily, they had trans friends. We had trans community. They asked a lot about trans stuff. So I asked one of my trans friends to come over. Hey, can they just meet you and, see you and ask possibly inappropriate questions because they're 7. Gender can be fluid. Sexuality can be fluid. What you decide today doesn't mean who you are tomorrow. I'm discovering more about myself every day. My kids are, and I think that's the thing. It's growth and discovery.
So basically, she needed therapy and got TikTok instead.
What do I do for work? I don't. I'm professionally disabled. And his job is
taking care of the professionally disabled.
He gets paid for taking care of me instead of doing it for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because let's be for real, sometimes taking care of you is a full-time job. I have to feed you. I have to make sure you're bathed sometimes. I have to take you out for enrichment.
You sometimes have to dress me because I won't dress myself.
Yeah, you're literally not dressed now.
You have to make sure that I take my socks off because sometimes I forget I'm wearing socks and then I cry about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, are you wearing socks? And then I look down and I'm wearing socks and then I stop crying.
Mm-hmm. And I have to make sure you take your medication.
Yeah.
And I have to clean up after you because you're incapable of doing both physically and mentally. I have to do your laundry because you can't get up and down the stairs.
Yeah.
Can we stop writing checks for this kind of nonsense?
We don't have access to reproductive health.
Now, have you ever had an abortion?
No, I haven't. And, and I'm torn because it's like, I know a lot of women who have gone through abortion, and it's almost like a rite of passage to womanhood.
Right.
And it's like that's something that I'm denied and that I will never be able to experience. But it's definitely not a prerequisite to have an abortion, but it is a rite of passage in certain ways.
Right. So how do you cope with? Have you talked to your therapist about this or anything like that, or are there support communities where other women who aren't able to have an abortion can kind of? Is there a community that you can find solace in?
It is a small one, but it's nothing organized, and it's more of like a one online.
This one feels like it crawled out of a rejected horror movie plot.
What are your pronouns? She and they. I am 6 years old, and I do drag.
Asa is a baby drag queen.
This is where all of my dresses go.
He performs at drag shows as
He started doing this 4, 5, now 6 years old. He is by far the youngest performer we've seen.
There's even adult performers that sometimes we can outperform. He fell in love with it. There's no turning back. Now we almost have one performance a month that Lulu gets to do.
You want to practice? I really like drag, and they don't want to stop.
It's just about living in the moment and what's exciting for right now. And I think wherever that takes us is where we go.
That poor kid is gonna grow up wondering why no adult stepped in.
What's your guys' names?
I'm Holden.
I'm Taya.
Ame. Lyle.
Alright, are you guys gay or straight?
I guess I'm gay, yeah.
I prefer men, so I don't know. I guess straight? I don't know. That's fine.
I'm bi. I'm pan.
Okay, cool. What is your most controversial opinion about the gay community?
We should try to, maybe make straight people feel more welcome so that they won't hate us so much.
Okay. I have a very controversial opinion. We need to stop giving white gay men all the money. Ooh, that's me, though. Damn, that's me. That's really controversial. Well, next. No,
the LGBT community does not support the team.
I don't think that trans mask people get enough attention.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think that butch people get enough attention. I feel like there's a lot of internalized misogyny.
All right, and then a controversial thing in the U.S. Do you think children should be able to transition?
not medically, which they already can't. So
there's a lot of misinformation. A lot of people don't actually know like what hormones does to your body. Like as someone who takes hormones, I can tell you that they are reversible, and
yeah,
I feel like people don't actually know that. I think they should be able to get on hormones, but I don't think they should do surgeries, which they're not allowed to do surgeries anyways. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm intersex, and actually I was forced by my doctor to take medication that lowered my testosterone levels. So if they can do that, why can't they give trans kids the gender-affirming care that they need?
I mean, there's already male circumcision in the U.S., which is not medically necessary at all. There's no reason to do it other than quote-unquote aesthetic purposes. I feel like bodily autonomy has already been taken away from children at such an early age, so like why not give them a chance to explore themselves? I don't think medical transition as far as surgery needs to happen because that's not reversible, but like my friends here have said, hormones are reversible. I take tea, I'm off of it, my hair falls out. I don't know, it's like...
Oh, thank you guys so much.
At least they found each other. Everyone deserves someone to share delusions with.
I am Filipino-Japanese, second generation. I'm a disabled trans man, but I'm also a Medicaid patient. I'm also a person who uses food stamps. I'm also a person who has been through houselessness in this country. I am also a person who has gone through substance use and addiction. And most of all, I am a patient of Planned Parenthood. Oh my Lord. What? I am everything that Donald Trump and Elon Musk want to erase.
Bros got every identity under the sun, except employed.
When people talk about black women being obese, I hate it. Because it becomes a way to blame us for a set of conditions that we didn't create. We are living in the Trump era. And look, those policies kill our people. And what public health practitioners think is that our stress responses in the body change our metabolism. It's literally that the racism that you're experiencing and the struggle to make ends meet actually means the diet don't work for you the same.
Don't sugarcoat it. She might snack on that too.
Why can you not respect the existence of trans people?
If you mean lying, I won't lie. But every human being is made in the image of God, and so they deserve human rights.
It's lying to... I'm confused.
It is a lie to call somebody a sex, to call them a pronoun that is not rooted in reality. Let me ask you, can anyone become a woman?
It doesn't have anything to do with me, so yes.
Okay, look, if a biological man came next to you in your dormitory or locker room, would you be okay with that?
If they came next to me,
and started changing next to you?
Sure. What does that have to do with me?
A naked man comes next to you in the locker room and just starts saying, hey, how you doing? You have no issue with that.
If it was someone that identified as a woman and they weren't hostile towards me, no, I wouldn't mind.
Okay, so there's a mental delusion out there where people think that they are 12 years old. Should we affirm that?
No.
Okay, so then if we don't affirm that mental delusion, why should we affirm the mental delusion where men who think they are women or women who think they are men?
Because there's a power like problem with age.
And there's no power problem between men becoming women? Or going into locker rooms or winning female trophies or winning female sports?
There can be, but it's all about people being comfortable and being respectful.
You see, this is where we have a difference. So you look at the world through trying to accommodate the comfort of the oppressed. We look at the world through right and wrong, moral and immoral, and just and unjust. We don't care about making people comfortable. We care about what is right. We care about the protection of women.
Sometimes the best response is silence, especially when the topic is pronouns and confusion.
Hi, so as it turned out, hate, anti-Semitism made its way to Sundance Film Festival, where people are calling for a ceasefire now, which is exactly what we had on October 6th before Hamas slaughtered all these Jews.
From the river to the sea, Palestine needs to be free from the occupation, which is illegal.
What's the river?
I forgot the river's name, but the sea is the Red Sea.
So where is the river and the sea that everybody's chanting about?
I think it's the Black Sea and the river on the other side of Gaza.
Okay, so it's the Black Sea and the river on the other side of Gaza.
the Palestinian genocide. It's just awful.
What about the hostages? Do you know about the hostages?
Unfortunately, I'm not that educated about that part.
The occupation is illegal. Even chocolate is not allowed. Wedding dresses are not allowed. It's been this way for over 15 years.
It's a genocide. It's not about Hamas. It's not.
How is it not about Hamas?
It's not about. Hamas isn't even there.
Isn't where? Hamas isn't where?
Even in Gaza.
Hamas is not in Gaza. The Jews are in Gaza.
The Jews.
Are there hostages in Gaza right now?
Oh, I don't know.
No, I got this from someone else.
Somebody gave it to you.
Yeah.
Do you know what it means?
No.
What are you demonstrating for or against?
Against the occupation of Palestine.
So support for the Black Sea to the other river to be liberated.
To be liberated from the occupation.
Does Israel have the right to exist at all?
I think the state of Israel should be dissolved.
So do you know what happened to women on October 7th?
I've heard things. I've also heard that they're not confirmed.
Not confirmed. The rape incidences are not confirmed?
Not sure.
What about the hostages?
Fire now!
Are there any hostages?
Fire now!
So this is it. A demonstration at Sundance Film Festival calling for the genocide of Jews. As you can see, some of the people don't even know what it is that they're talking about. Our youth have been poisoned to such a level that blatant anti-Semitism is allowed. And it's just unfortunate. So we're all calling for freedom in the region. This is not the way to do it.
It would be funny if it weren't so jaw-droppingly sad, actually hilarious, and somehow painfully accurate at the same time.
Today's pronoun of the day is pup puppy. But why might someone want to use pup puppy as pronouns? Well, this person can have a strong connection to puppies and identify with some of their qualities, like loyalty, energy, or softness. It could also be a way to express a non-human identity. Some people feel that being human doesn't fully describe who they are, so they identify as non-human. So using pronouns like pup puppy can help a person describe that feeling. And please remember that this is a person's experience, and just because you don't know or you can't relate to this person's experience doesn't mean that it's wrong, doesn't mean that it's bad, and it does not mean that you have the right to bully that person. In fact, the best thing that we can do is to uplift each other and make each other feel seen and heard. Feeling seen and feeling heard is not a bad thing, okay? Being woke is not a bad thing. Caring about people is not a bad thing. No one's trying to hurt you by using these pronouns. No one's trying to harm you by using these pronouns. Someone's just trying to live their own life. So you live your own life and you let them live their own life, okay? Pup doesn't owe anyone an explanation. Pup gets to define puppy self or not. People keep asking, but Pup made it clear. What Pup is isn't up for discussion.
I hate it here. I hate it here so much sometimes. I'm sorry. But like, of course, I agree that bullying people is bad, but accepting and affirming everything under the sun imaginable is also kind of ridiculous. Nobody's gonna call you puppy because you're not a puppy. You're a human. And I'm sorry, but if you don't identify as a human, it's not our job to bow down to your truth or whatever bizarre kind of subjective worldview you're espousing here. It's our job to help you reconnect with reality. Like, you should seek therapy. You should try to reconnect with the world as it actually exists. I don't think it's kind to like encourage people who are just straight up delusional. That's the difference between me and you, among many, many other things.
The comedy writes itself. Since when did hobbies become a gender?
How does your kafia support your pride?
Well, for me, it's about liberation. My community is not liberated. We are Palestinians, deserve rights, like even if they don't have rights in their homeland.
Do you support Israel?
No.
Did you know Israel is the only country in the Middle East where it's even legal to be gay?
I don't think that's completely true.
Yeah, it is. I'm Israeli.
How many immigrants have been detained by ICE for talking out against Palestine? How many immigrants have
Do you think that the kafia and the KKK are the same thing? Is it? How is that different? Modern Nazi symbol. Yeah, that is what the KKK would wear, ma'am. You feel good about it? If you went to Gaza, you would be thrown off a building, ma'am.
We're not even living in reality anymore. This is South Park with real people.
I got fired for being a woke professor.
No, you got fired for scamming your students out of $120,000. I'm going to let her tell you what she said she was doing, and then I'm going to show you the truth with receipts.
I designed a kick-ass course to teach my 600 students about basic self-awareness, empathy, and essential communication skills for life. But, I mean, basically being a good human.
Now, let me tell you what she actually did. She designed a college course that required you pay to join her patriarchy rebellion community for the low price of $99 a year. Remember, she has 600 students. Now, since she was teaching at a business school, you might think that the patriarchy rebellion community is about succeeding in business. It's about communicating well in business. Nah, according to her, it's a safe place to coordinate our efforts to burn everything to the fucking ground. This is her saying this. Also, according to her, 100% of the membership fees are donated to Planned Parenthood. But here's something even funnier about that. Her web pages say different things that she was doing with the money. On her GoFundMe, it says she was using the funds to buy herself a Rebellion RV. Her website states that 100% of the membership fees are used for awareness, education, and activism for a bully-free future. And of course, we already saw the Facebook post where she says it's going to Planned Parenthood. And because she had been running this scam since 2022, she's raked in more than $120,000 in membership fees, all for a community that, as she said, is to coordinate our efforts to burn everything to the fucking ground. So no, you didn't get fired for being a woke professor. You got fired because you were scamming your students out of $120K.
Brainwashing kids and hyping violence? Yeah, that's not progress, that's prison worthy.
Hi divas, so I had a date tonight.
I already know where this is going, but let's continue.
And I get there, and I text him I was going to be 5 minutes late because it's my game. It was like 8:05, the date was at 8, and I was like, hey, I'm just going to get sat. And I go to get sat, and then I check my phone, and he says, hey, I'm so sorry, like I realized really late, but I didn't realize you were trans. And so it's my fault for...
No, it's your fault for not disclosing it.
That's literally the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to me. Like, I literally was there, like, looking like a fucking fool.
Y'all ever think about the dude that shows up to these dates thinking that he's going to meet a woman because he is a straight man, and he walks in to see a mentally ill dude with a dick cosplaying women?
Like, smiling, feeling so beautiful and confident. God, am I never gonna be able to have a man who accepts and loves me because I'm trans?
This is what's so wild to me. You guys don't even accept and love yourselves, and you're defrauding someone by not disclosing the truth. So you're trying to start a relationship based on lies. That's gonna work out really well. Then y'all probably be the same ones that screaming patriarchy. A man did this to me. A man did do this to you, but you need to look in the mirror.
Literally the bitch who got stood up, and it's because I'm literally just a trans woman.
Got stood up for lying about your gender.
Lucky she got ghosted on the date. Could have been a whole lot worse.
I'm a mother of 4. I'm a Kansan. And 2 of my children are receiving gender-affirming care.
A little bit of arithmetic. So, a while back, Disney executive mentioned on video, she said, well, I have 2 children, 5 and 7. One is trans and the other is pansexual. And I just thought mathematically right away, it's like the chance you have a trans kid is 1 in 3,000. That's not a very high chance. And let's say the chance that you have a pansexual kid is the same, whatever pansexual means. But whatever that is rarer than trans, because no one ever even heard about it until 5 years ago. So the joint probability that you have a trans kid and a pansexual kid is 1 in 9 million. The odds that you're a pathological narcissist sacrificing your own children to the glorification of your compassion is 8,999,999 to 1. So, like, do you have a trans kid and a pansexual kid, or are you a devouring mother?
That's not parenting, that's projection, and it's the kid who pays the price.